Oh, goodness. So I'm so sorry once again. And happy Sunday to you all. It's good to see you all again. I've missed you guys for, I think, for 2 weeks now. I've missed you guys. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for doing this live with me. So last 2 weeks ago, we talked about affirming your child the right way. And we laid emphasis on before you affirm your child, are you just picking those random affirmations you see online that says I'm bold or I'm bold, I'm intelligent, I'm smart and all of that to your child, or dragging your child to say I'm bold and all that? Is that what you're doing? But we said affirming your child the right way. And the right way is before you affirm your child, there are a few questions you need to ask yourself. And questions like you need to ask yourself question like this affirmation, is it okay, why do I even want to affirm my child in the first place? And does this affirmation, does it meet my child's specific needs? Does it meet my child's needs or individual needs? Does it modify my child's behavior? Is it going to modify my child's behavior? Because part of affirming your child is to modify your child's behavior. And also, is it in line with your family visions, your vision, and is it in line with your future plan for your children or for your child? So once you're able to ask yourself all of these things, you'll be able to know the right affirmation to use for your child. And so many things we talked about. In case you miss it, please catch a replay. So today, without wasting further of your time, we're going to be looking at building healthy relationship in your child. Building healthy relationship in your child. Like I always say, there's no healthy relationship. There's no intentional parenting without relationship. There's no healthy or positive relationship with your child if like you can't be intentional parent and you don't have relationship with your child because relation without a relationship is a vital tool for you to raise your child. Without relationship, trust me, I wonder how you're going to raise your child. So it is that important in our parenting. It's like a sine qua non. It is something we can't do without if you say you are an intentional parent. So building relationship with your child is very important. And it's not just about building relationship because some of you might say, or some of us might say, oh, I have relationship with my child talks to me, my child tells me everything. But again, let's not go there. Let's not talk about my child tells me everything. But again, the question is he healthy? Is that relationship with your child, is he healthy? So today we're going to be looking at how to build a healthy relationship with your child. What is even relationship? When it comes to building relationship, what does it even mean? How to build it? What are the signs that you are not having a healthy relationship with your child? And what are the dangers of building relationship with your child? Like I always say, if you always follow me, you know that I often say that parenting, it is most of the time, it is not about now. It is not about today. It is not about the immediate. It's not about the moment. It's about the future. It's about what happens to your child years to come. How they turn out. That is what it means. So all about everything about relationship is what we are going to be discussing today. So trust me, it promises to be mind blowing. So I'll encourage you to stay till the end. So please just give me a moment. Mm, what's going on? Okay. So like I said, we're going to be looking at what it means. What does it really mean to build a healthy relationship with your child? Why is building healthy relationship with your child important? And like what are the benefits? And then how can you build a healthy relationship with your child? What are the common myths What are those beliefs parents have when it comes to building healthy relationship with their child? And what are the signs that shows that you are not building or you don't have a healthy relationship with your child? And what are the dangers of not having a relationship with your child or not building healthy relationship with your child? So we're going to start with, what does it mean? What does it really mean to have a healthy relationship with your child? Building healthy relationship with your child means creating a strong, a loving, and trusting connection where your child feels safe, where your child feels heard, and where your child feels valued. It also means being emotionally available for your child. It also means spending quality time with your child. Relationship and quality time, they work hand in hand, because you cannot be in a relationship with someone you don't spend time with, isn't it? Now, it also means listening without judging. Before you even want to start judging, listen first. Listen to everything your child has to say before you conclude or you make your advice, you give your child your advice or whatever you want to do, but listen first. That is what relationship means. Building healthy relationship also means setting clear boundaries and showing consistent love and support, both in good and in bad times. That is showing your child, consistent and loving support, and that is what unconditional love means. So meaning, building a healthy relationship is as well as loving your child unconditionally, whether your child has A's or the B's, they are doing well in the academics, or whether they are struggling, you still love them irrespective of who they are, whatever they are, you love them regardless of everything. That is part of building healthy relationship means for your child or to your child. Now, let me break it down for easy understanding. Now, first, I said trust. When your child knows that they can count on you, they can, whatever it is, if I come to my mom will be there for me, you know, respect, they can count on you. That is confident, building relationship. Also, when they know that they will feel love, when your child knows that they will feel love regardless, you will love them unconditionally. That is what building healthy relationship. And also communication. This is where you listen when you listen to your child without like judging them or condemning or anything, criticizing. Just listen, when you just listen to whether what they're saying is making sense or not, but you're just giving them your full attention and you're just listening, you know that is part of it. Also respect. When you respect your child's feelings, that is it. And also support. You are not their cheerleader. You are their cheerleader. Every child needs a champion. Every child needs a parent that they can call champion. A champion parent. Are you a champion parent? For you to be that champion for your child, you need to be in a relationship with your child. Because the truth is, they need your support. Because they'll definitely go through one struggles or the other. There's always one challenges or the other. There's peer pressure, academics, struggle, or all of those body change struggles and all that. So they need you at those points in time. And for you to be able to know what is going on in those difficult times, you need to be in a relationship with them, a healthy or positive relationship with them. Now, let's say, for example, let me use this plant and a farmer, farmer and their plants, as to explain it. Now let's say plants, your child is the seed, isn't it? Or the plants. And then the farmer, that's the parents. And imagine a farmer with this tiny apple seed. They plant it on the floor, on the ground, isn't it? And before they plant it, the farmer would have thought of, remember, it's not every soil that apple seed grows or nourishes or flourishes. So as a farmer, you need to have it. They need to have it at the back of their mind to look for a rich soil where they can plant a rich soil that is good for their seed to plant their apple trees in it. Now, when they plant it, they also know that it is their duty to ensure that that apple seed, receives sunlight. It is their duty to ensure that that apple seed receive water. because they need water to flourish, isn't it? It is also their duty to ensure that the seed is planted in a rich soil that can make them flourish. So that is it. That is your role. So liken it to you as a parent, your child. Now let me break it again. Okay. Okay. Now the love and the attention are the sunlight. The love and the attention you give to your child is regarded as the sunlight, which helps your child to feel seen, to feel valued. And when your child feels seen, when your child feels valued, it means you are satisfying their needs, their basic needs, their first basic need for relatedness. That's where a child feels seen, the child feels heard, the child feels valued, the child feels belong. Now, listening and understanding are the water that the farmer used for this apple seed, isn't it? Now, helping this means you're helping your child to feel emotionally. That water means you're helping your child to feel emotionally safe. And then the boundaries and guidance are like the fence around the garden, meaning this is what keeps them safe. This is what will keep your child safe, even while they grow. I hope someone is understanding it, even while they grow. So the trust, and the trust is the soil, you know, that helps your child to stay strong, stable, so they can stand tall, irrespective of any challenges, any struggle, anything that comes their way. They're able to stand and overcome it at every point in time. So now here is the key. If the farmer, or if you, as a parent, if you're constantly yelling at your child, you're constantly nagging, whining, criticizing, and doing all of those things that is not ideal for, or that is not expected for an intentional parent, what do you think would happen? Do you think that child will nourish? Do you think that child will grow as he or she ought to grow? No, it will not grow. So it is our role as a parent to put all of these things in place so that our children can grow in the way they should grow. Now let's see, why is having a healthy relationship with your child important? We're looking at the importance or the benefit of having a healthy relationship with your child. Like we always say, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So it is important we know the reason why we're doing it. I think it will help some of us to, in case we don't have it, once you're able to know the reason, you'll be able to put in the work and understand that it is important. Now, first I said it boosts confidence and self-esteem in a child. Having a healthy relationship with your child builds confidence and self-esteem in a child. If you can hear me, if you're with me, can you put it in the comment section? If you can hear me clearly, if you're following me, put it in the comment section so I know that someone is with me. Children who feel loved, accepted, and listened to at home grow up believing in themselves. They believe in themselves, not what other people say about them. They believe in themselves. They believe now it should be about them in their words, not what other people are saying about them, not what other people think about them. And when you do this, you're also satisfying your child's basic need for relatedness. That's the need to feel seen, the need to feel heard, the need to feel valued, and the need to feel belong. Now, they are more likely to take on challenges, speak up for themselves, and say, for example, when was it last week, either last week or 2 weeks ago. So I've taken God into swimming. By the time we came back, while I was about to while I was packing, we realized there were two ambulance, the van and the smaller car, parked very close to our door. I go to like, mommy, what's ambulance? What are they doing here? I'm like, I'm sure there's an emergency. I said, oh mommy, can I go? I said, you want to go? He said yes. I said, what do you want to go and what are you going to say to them? Or what do you want to do? He said, mommy, I want to go and ask them what they are doing. I said, okay. And I said, okay, fine, then go. I said, mommy, can you please go with me? I said, go with you. Okay. But you're going to be the one to talk. I'm not going to speak for you. He said, okay. And I said, remember to say hello first. And we went. He got there. He said, hello, good afternoon. What are you guys doing? And as God will have it, they were very friendly. When I mean friendly, they were so friendly. They explained to him. As they were explaining, he was asking them questions as he was as and they were explaining to him, he was asking them questions to the extent that they said, "Do you want to come in? Would you like to come into the van?" He said yes. Would you like to see what we do inside, what we have inside and everything? He said yes. And they took him inside the van. I was just standing, I didn't say anything, I was just observing and just looking. They took him inside the van. They showed him everything inside the van, everything, even the what's it called? Is it the no, not the trolley. The is it the roller? You know, when they have emergency, where they put the patient. So they how they open it, how they put the person, they showed him, he lie down, they lock it, they told him to open, they just literally showed him everything. Now, if there was no relationship with me and Golden, do you think he will have the ability to even speak up to me to say, Mommy, can I go and speak with them? He wouldn't do that. And even if he did, if there was still no relationship, if a foundation was not laid between me and him, he will not even have the mind to even ask me. And even if he asks me, I'll shut him down. Say, come on, what's your business? It's not your business. They are doing. I'm sure. So for the ambulance, they've already. I think they brought someone already. So it wasn't really because the siren was not blowing. I think they brought someone from hospital, something like that. So we didn't see the patient, So it was because a foundation was already laid for him, he was able to go there, speak up for himself, and did whatever he was able. He asked them series of questions he felt like asking them, and that alone is, it builds confidence. It was a big confidence because the next before when we went to pick the sister up from school, he just couldn't wait to tell the sister everything that happened or how he spoke to them and all that. The evening again, when we took the sister to her own swimming, she was telling the sister's friends how the ambulance, how they took him in. It was so exciting for him. For him, it was an experience that he had that day. Experience of, and now when he sees the ambulance and everything, it's not strange to him again. He's not imagining it again. He knows everything they do, how they do it and everything. Why? Because he has already had experience with it, not as a patient, but as out of curiosity, he already know what it means, and that's confidence for him. Why some they'll just be imagining it, his mate or something, they'll be imagining it. And why was it possible? It was because we had a relationship. I had a relationship with him. So that is why we say healthy relationship. I'm really gonna run because we have a lot to cover, but if I'm unable to cover it, we'll carry it over to next week. So you guys should bear with me. And also resilience, it helps to build resilience in our children. I was I looked at a friend, was it 2 weeks ago? And I looked at her, I just said, your parents raised you well. And why did I say that to her? Because she went through a lot, she had just been through a lot and a lot. And despite everything she went through, she still came out strong. She came out strong like nothing happened. And this is ideally, if you were some people, that didn't have that resilience in them, they will easily break up, they will go depressed, they will just be down some, they will just end it all and all that. But hers wasn't like that. And why? Because it didn't start, it wasn't overnight. It was already in her. She grew up with it. Somebody built it in her, so that is what relationship, and you need a relationship with your child to be able to achieve it. So that is what healthy relationship with your child can do for you. I'm really really going to run, so let me just go to the next one. So it improves communication with your child. Children are more likely to talk to you openly about their struggles, about their friends, about their school, and even their mistakes, if they trust that you will not judge or punish them, if they trust that you're gonna just, oh, mom, I can trust my mom and all that. So they will come to you. And that is what healthy relationship can help you achieve. If there's no relationship, your child can never come to you to speak to you. They will not even trust you in the first place because they know that if I tell my mom, the next ear is going to hear it, or my mom is going to condemn me, my mom is going to no, 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 no. Because without relationship, you will not know what, without communication and without relationship, you will not know what is going on in your child's mind. And if you don't know how you're going to help them with their struggles, how you're going to correct them, how you're going to help them with their mistakes and all of those things. So having a healthy relationship is very important, and it is through communication. Communication will give you that avenue. Also, it makes discipline to be more effective when your child feels emotionally connected to you. They are more likely to listen to you. That's the truth. When a child feels emotionally, my child knows that. Despite that, my mom, your child should get, you should get to that point where your child knows that you are correcting them not because you hate them, but because you love them. Like the other day, I think we're going to school and Godin, the water bottle, the plastic water bottle, he threw it on the floor. And I said, Godin, there's consequence for every action. And also, if you please see you through that thing, you're going to be in trouble. And once they say who treat, I'm going to say it's Godin. And if whatever they like to do to you, they will do it to you. I'm not going to say, oh, please leave him on. Well, like, and the next thing he said was, Mommy, I thought you love me. I thought you say you'll love me forever. I said, oh my God, my son, I love you forever. But then there's consequence for every action. If you know that you don't want to face consequence, then do the right thing. And before I finish it, he just went and pick it up and put it in the bin. That is what your child should get to, that point where they will know that whether they are facing consequence, discipline, you are disciplining them does not mean you hate them. And they will let them get to that stage where they will know that it is to help them, to help them to shape their behavior, to help them behave better, to meet your expected behavior. And also, it encourages better behavior. Or it modifies behavior. Healthy relationship with your child will help you modify behavior. Children in a healthy relationship with their parents are less likely to lie. They are less likely to act out or rebel because they don't want to make you feel offended. They don't want to. You hear sometimes my children, they are doing some. Oh, you hear one of them will say, "Oh, let's don't do that. Mommy is not going to like it. Mommy is not going." Why? Because there's a healthy relationship. They know that truly, it's going to make me sad. It's going to make me. It won't make me to be happy with them. So because they don't want mommy to be sad, that does not mean they don't misbehave. But sometimes you just, so that is what healthy relationship can help you achieve. And also, all of those attention seeking behaviors, anger, anxiety, it helps you minimize all of those things. I'm really running. It protects your child's mental health. Your relationship acts as a protective shield against depression, because depression, mental health is a big issue in our age and time. But healthy relationship will help you protect your child, anxiety, low self-esteem, and all. In fact, research shows that warm parent-child relationship helps children handle stress better. And this is so true because if your child is going through stress, because remember we talked about open communication, isn't it? Because they have a healthy relationship with you, they'll be able to come to you, Mommy, this is what I'm going through. Oh, Mommy, I feel sad. Oh, Mommy, I feel disappointed. Mommy, I feel, and then because you are their parents, you are their guardian, you'll be able to guide them accordingly. But without healthy relationship, they might not tell you, and you might not know. They might be smiling with you, but within, internally, they are not okay. So that is it. And also, it strengthens long-term relationship. Like I always say, parenting is not about now. Many a times, it's not about now. It's about the future. It's about what your child will turn out to become in years to come. Did they turn how they are going to turn out? Are they going to turn out well or not? That is it. And it is dependent on what you do today on daily basis. Your child will not just grow under your roof, they will grow with you, with your love. As long as they become teenagers, adults, the connection you build now will keep them coming back for advice, for comfort, for guidance at every point in time. So it's not always about now, it's about the future. you know, in one of my videos, I talked about the 3 seasons of life in a child's life. We talk about the first season, the second season, the first season where you as a parent, you are totally in charge of their life, everything about them. You are the one, you make their decision, everything. Then the second season, you are still in charge. That's they are in charge of their life. They are in charge of their life. They are in charge of their decision making and everything. Why the third season, they are now in charge of their own life and in charge of your life as the parents. And now, what determines that last season is what is dependent on what you do with them at the first season. If there's no relationship with them, if you didn't have relationship with them at the first season, it's going to reflect with their relationship with you at the last season where they will be looking after you. It's and there's no two ways. It reminds me of a friend that I had. All of For some reason, his father was not in his life. He just refused or decided to be absentee father. you know and just when this child was really like 2 years or thereabouts, he just nothing, no call, no nothing. We will not check on them, not even call. And the children grew up to like, my father does not exist, you know, until recently, just recently. These children, I'm telling you, they're over 40s, until just recently he woke up from nowhere, he started looking for them and all that, you know, and it took the grace of God for them to forgive him, because he didn't know anything about them, he was not there, their career, he knew nothing, he was not even there, you know. And even now, every time I say, how far? You and your papa una don't talk. And the next thing, waiting we won't talk. I have nothing to talk about. If I what are we going to say now? How are you? How are you? Fine. Like that connection is not there. That connection, and that's what we're talking about. But if they had relationship, trust me, by this time it will be, it will be sweet, it will be beautiful, So that is what I always say. Parenting, it is not about now, about the future. Now let's see, how can you build a healthy relationship with your child? How can you build a healthy relationship with your child? Building a healthy relationship with your child doesn't require you to be perfect. Even me, I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect parent. None of us is perfect. Only God. We are all working towards perfection. Only God is perfect. So it does not require perfection. It does not require perfection in any way. Instead, it requires you to be present, to be patient, and to be intentional, sorry, to be present, to be patient, and to be intentional. That is what it means. Now, here are simple, okay, no. So here are ways you can build healthy relationship. One, I said spending quality time, or spend quality one-on-one with your child. Like I always say, you don't need 20 minutes, you don't need 1 hour, you don't need 2 hours to spend quality time with your child. Sometimes just 10 minutes. It's not even sometimes, it should be, like I always say, it should be daily, 10 minutes, 5 minutes with your time, with your child alone, with undivided attention is one of the ways to have healthy relationship with your child. Because a child you're not spending time with, how are you going to build relationship with the child? How are you going to connect with the child? So spending time is very important. Without phone, no TV, no distraction of any kind. Will make your child it will make your child feel heard. Like we said, it will help you satisfy your child's basic needs for relatedness. That's the need to feel heard, to feel seen, and to feel loved. And you can spend the time by understanding, what does my child like? Like Gode, he loves reading. So part of my spending time with him is reading. A day cannot go by without me reading for Golden. We always read. Sometimes he's going to work, like this afternoon, he's gone for work with his dad. They've gone to park. That is part of spending time with them. So understanding, what does this child needs, or what does this child like, and use it to spend time with that child. By so doing, you're building a healthy relationship with that child. You can go for walk, you can play games, you can chat before bedtime. Like before we go to bed, we'll talk about, we call it presentation. We just talk about our day, everything we did, and it's always very it's always very funny, because even me, I look forward to it. You hear God say, "Mommy, you did well," or sometimes mommy say, "You did not do well. Why did you not do well?" And when you were talking, you were distracted, or you did not show high level of confidence. And that is part of me spending quality time with them, because it's always fun. So you can do anything your child likes, and also listen more than you talk. Listen more than you talk. Sometimes, and I find this very, very common among parents. Parents don't listen. Many parents, they don't listen to their children when they are talking. Before maybe your child is telling you, "Oh, mommy, at school today, I flog, I hit." Before your child finish, before they finish the sentence, "I hit," you see parents, they've jumped in. Did you say, why did you finish? Let the child finish first. Even if you want to correct the child, you can correct it, but let the child finish. Because if the child is talking to you and you're listening, you'll be able to know how it happened, why it happened, and then you'll be able to know how to come in. But if you cut the child off, they are children. They might not remember again to tell you how it happened and all that. And it reminds me of during the Easter break. The Easter break, yes, on Saturday before Easter, Sunday was Easter. So on Saturday, went to Easter egg hunt at a park. So while I was sitting, the children were, just running around looking for the Easter egg and everything, having fun. So I just heard this cry, that cry of, where is this sound coming from? Where is this cry coming from? And then by the time I turned, I just saw like a crowd, a child was at the middle, and the father was saying, "Did you do that? Did you do it? What's going on?" So I first paused for a while to just observe. And then I couldn't stand the cry. It was so touching. I couldn't stand it because usually I'm minding my business now, But I just went. I was like, "Oh, excuse me, what's going on here?" So I said, "Are you the dad?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Please, can I speak to him? Is it okay for me to speak to him?" And then I said, "Everybody, just give me a few minutes." So I took the child apart, and then he was just, "Did you slap him? Did you slap?" So when I said, "Oh, what's going on here?" Um, Other children said, he slapped. A girl said he slapped me. I said, "He slapped you? Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Can you give me a few minutes?" And she said, and so I told the guy, the dad, he said, "Okay, let me speak to him." So I took the child. I just held his hand. I just held him and then took him to his side. I just hugged him. I didn't say anything. I just hugged him. I just said, "You'll be fine. You're okay. I understand how you feel. Everything will be okay. Don't worry. Calm down. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here." Just held him. And then he was still, then after a while, he calmed down. So when I noticed he was already fine and I said, "What happened?" And he explained to me simply that he was playing. They had this paper where they were looking for egg. They hide the egg. So it was any egg you find, it's just normal, just normal, like flyer paper or something like that. So I think why, he's a boy, about 7, no, it should be about 8, 9 or so. So probably when he was running, so the paper accidentally touched the girl's face, and then the girl just changed it to say he slapped. He didn't slap, like it was paper that just maybe accidentally touched the girl. And instead of the father to listen, he didn't listen. He just kept, and I'm sure he's a stammerer or something. And I just put myself in that position because if it was me, everybody gathering, you're telling, I won't be able to talk. I will not be able to talk. And the more you will be asking me, the more I'll be crying. And that was exactly what was happening to that child. So I needed to pull him out of that environment and take him to a safe place and then listen to him. And he was able to explain to me that he didn't do it. So I had to call the father, and say, "This is what happened." And I asked the girl, was it with her? And he said no. So how did he slap you? That was when he said paper. I said, "Was it with paper?" She said yes. So imagine if I didn't listen. And then the father was there saying, "Did you, did you, is sure that the father does not even trust the child in the first place. And that alone is already putting fear in that child. And that's why the child was crying. And coupled with the crowd that have gathered the child was already feeling humiliated, feeling embarrassed, and feeling all of that you know so listening is very, very important. Listening is part of building healthy relationship with your children. And when you're listening, yeah, especially if it's in that kind of situation, pull your child, preserve your child privacy, respect your child, discipline your child, whatever is respect your child. Whether your child slap, whether it's did it or not, it doesn't matter. But pull your child, respect your child first, and then listen. If he says he did it, then you cannot address it. But the most important thing is listening to your child. And also show them show them love in a way that they will want to they want to be loved. Okay, show them love in a way that they want to be loved. The other time we talked about the love language, loving your child their own way, or the 5 love languages, and we said it is one time for your child to feel love. It's one thing for you to love your child, and it's another thing for your child to feel love. And many times we feel we love our children, but again, our children, do they really feel loved? Do they feel love? Do we satisfy their need, that their do we meet their love language? Do we love them in their own way? Do we love them the way they want to be loved? Do we communicate their love language? That's very, very important. So so as for you to have a healthy relationship, now you must understand how to communicate your child's love language. Like I always say, we have 5 love languages. Some children want to be loved by just giving them gifts. Some And when I say gift, is not buying them expensive. Just write a short note. I love you today. That's a gift. Get them a flower. That's something. Some they just want you to say it. I love you all the time. Some they want to spend quality time with them. Like my golden likes quality time. They want to spend quality time with you. Some it just like that words of affirmation and all of those things. So I have a video on it. You can catch a replay. And also be consistent with boundaries and discipline. That you are disciplining your child does not mean you not have relationship with your children. Discipline is part of having a healthy relationship with your child, because you can't say you love a child and you now leave the child to go astray. No. So you need to discipline your child. Like I always say, be firm, at the same time be warm. Be firm and warm. Be firm, discipline your child. You can discipline them when they need to be disciplined, but at the same time be warm. That is it, having that balance. And okay, and now let's see, I'm really running. Let's see the common myth parent believe when it comes to those beliefs that are not wrong, that are not right, when it comes to having a healthy relationship with your child. First is, when I'm too close with my child is going to disrespect me. Excuse me? Who says that? Where did you hear that from? You know, there's nowhere it is stated or is that when you're close with your child, when you spend time with your child will see you finish or disrespect you. Your child will not disrespect you. Your child will not see you finish. What will make your child see you finish, or what will make your child disrespect you is when your child does not see consistency in your dealings with them. When maybe your routine with them is not consistent today, or when you are being like a permissive parent, today you do one thing, you say a child, let's say for example, like a permissive parent, ideally, a child will do something. On a normal day, you not say anything, you just ignore it, it's just being a child. And then the next day, the child will do same thing. And then you will now overreact, and then the child will be wondering like, this is same thing that I did yesterday and nothing happened, and many a times I do, you do nothing, so how come you are just overreacting today? That is when your child will disrespect you. Or when every time you are yelling, you are lying, and your child is saying you like, somebody blew one obvious lie to me yesterday, only for the child to come and say the right thing. That is when your child will disrespect you. That is when when you lie and your child is hearing it, you're on the phone, you're saying, I'm close to you, whereas you're not close, you're still at home. Your child is hearing these things. Every time you're quarreling, you're condemning people, criticizing people, you are never say anything about government or anything, you're always condemn. Your child is hearing these things. That is when your child will disrespect you, not building healthy relationship, not when you have a healthy relationship with your child. Another one is, I show love by providing. I don't need to say it. This was many of us, for many of us, this was our reality, growing up. I know my father loved me and I know he loved me real good. But then, did he say I love you? I have never, I don't know if you know you heard I love you from your dad or your parents, please put it in the comment section, because for me, I didn't hear from both parents. I didn't hear, not even once, but I knew they loved me. I knew they loved me. So when that you're providing for your child and you're not saying it's still not okay. That is not you building healthy relationship, because your child needs to hear it. It is one thing to act it, but it's another thing for you to say it, speak it, keep saying it. I love you, I love you. In fact, when it comes to this I love you, I had to be over intentional. In fact, I had to learn it, because it was so, when I started becoming intentional parent, it was so hard for me to say I love you, because I didn't hear it. And you know that word now. It was just so heavy for me, but I had to practice it. I love you, I love you. Now a day, I'm not exaggerating. I can't count number of times I tell my children, see that woman go there. I bombard them with I love you. They need to hear it. They need to know that, and they know that I love them. I love them not for anything, but I love them for who they are, for who they are. That is it. Whether they are behaving well or they are not, they know. If you ask them, they will tell you, my mommy loves me, and they know that. So your child needs to hear it. And also, they should just know that I love them. You just assume that your children should just know, because you pay school fees for them, you buy them nice clothes, you take them out. That's they should just know that's love. And I knew that was our reality for me. That's a lot of people's parents and reality growing up. They do everything. Like it was so bad that my dad then, if I'm not feeling well, my dad will not go anywhere. He will sit with you at home. He will not go anywhere. He will sit anything you want, he will give it to you, or you travel. And my dad knows you're coming back that day. He will call you like every 10 minutes. And once he knows that you're close, he'll be waiting for you at the junction to pick you up. How else are you gonna say how are you gonna how do I put it now? For him, that is love, isn't it? He doesn't need to tell me I love you. For him, he loves me, he cares for me. But for me, it goes beyond that. It goes beyond just doing all of those things. I need to hear it. I need to say it. And also loving your child, hugging them as well. Not just saying it, I love you, hug them. All of this work hand in hand. And doing all of this is part of you building a healthy relationship with your child. Now let's see signs that you do not have a healthy relationship. How do you know? How do I know? How do we know as parents that we don't have a healthy relationship with our children? First, your child does not talk to you or your child avoids talking to you. What's your child? He doesn't want to talk to you. He's always, he's too quiet. He's not quiet anything. Something is wrong somewhere. He doesn't want to talk to you. Like just few weeks ago, a parent reached out to me, oh, my child is misbehaving, my child is messing about, he's not listening and all of that, you know. And I spoke to the child, and from everything the child said, I knew that the child was just looking for his need for relatedness was not met, and because of that, he didn't talk because there was no relationship between him and the mom, you know, he didn't tell the mom. He didn't, and then the mom did not know. So the only way he could act it was to misbehave. If there was a relationship, the mom would be able to understand the root cause and then help the child accordingly or guide the child and support the child. So that is why it is very, very important. So when your child is not talking to you, that's a sign that you don't have a healthy relationship with your child. Also, do they come to you? Do they only come to you when they are in trouble? If your child only comes to you when they're in trouble, that means something is wrong with your relationship, or they don't even come at all. That means something is wrong with your relationship with your child. Do they feel like you're always correcting them, you know, but rarely connecting with them? They don't always feel, my mom always correcting, don't do this, don't do that. But then you're not connecting because there's a difference between correcting and connecting, and you need to connect with your child before you be able to correct them. So do they feel that way? And also, do they feel vulnerable before you? Can your child, you hear some parents say, oh, my child is sent at home. So when he hears this noise, maybe their teacher have said, very noisy at home. At school, very noisy, very, very, just everywhere, doesn't listen and all of that. And then at home, this child is literally very quiet. So when ideally it's supposed to be the other way around. Your child is supposed to feel vulnerable. Your child is supposed to be their real self at home. If your child is noisy, it should be noisy at home. They should feel their real self. They should be their real self at home, while outside it'll be the other way around. But when it is the other way around, that means something is wrong with your relationship with your child. It could be that you're always condemning, criticizing, or you're always whining and all that, or you're too strict. And then because of that, the child is not being themselves, they're not being free, they're not being who they are at home, they're pretending their real identity. And that's why when they're outside, because they feel free, maybe they feel more love or they feel more connected, or that's when their real self, their real who they are will now show. But when ideally it is not supposed to be so. If you have a quiet child, quiet children, they talk. You see them at home, oh, they will talk non-stop, but outside they will be calm. They'll be calm. So when your child is vulnerable, their real self, that means you have relationship. But when it is the other way around, that means there's no relationship with your child. Check that relationship. Now let's quickly see the danger of an unhealthy parent-child relationship. Children who constantly feel criticized, ignored, or unloved will start to believe, I'm not good enough. They start feeling, that feeling, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, and all of that. That is the danger. That is the danger. And that's not what we want for our children. They'll carry these feelings. They'll carry these feelings into school. They take it. It will lead even in their friendships. And even in their relationship, their future relationship, their marriage and everything, they will take it there. They will have that feelings. It will go inside. It will be in them. Now, if my own parents don't value me, so they'll have this belief, if my own parents don't value me, who will? So that's the silent message that they will carry inside. It will be inside of them. My parents don't love me. So if my parents don't love me, outsiders will not love me. So they will now grow with that mindset, and it will take them, they will live with it, except they do something about it. And then emotional shutdown will also be there. And then it will lead to rebellion, and that's why we say forcing a child, you must eat this food, you force everything, you're forcing a child. Many a times it leads to rebellion. In fact, it leads to two things. It's either it leads to rebellion or it will lead to a child that will be, okay, you force me, especially not for the strong way, most likely it will lead to rebellion. But for the compliant children, they don't have too much energy, like the phlegmatic, they don't have too much energy. It will lead to, okay, obedient children, sit down here, yes ma'am, stand up there, okay, do this, okay, don't do that, okay. They want to buy anything, if their friend don't say, oh, this cloth is good, they will not buy it. They want to apply for that job, if someone don't tell them apply it, they will not apply. They always wait for other people to make decisions for them. They will always wait for other people to validate them. Why? For the strong will, it will lead to strong head. That's the one you call stubborn. That child is too stubborn. That child is not stubborn anything. It is the way you have brought that child. It is the way you have raised that child. That's why that child is acting that way. So that is what it will lead to. Children go quiet and stop sharing. Others will rebel, they will talk back, they will act out because they feel misunderstood, they feel unseen, and they feel unheard or unloved. Children either disconnect or fight back when they feel they are not safe emotionally, you know. And the other day, parents was telling me, the only regret I have in life is to send my children is to send my child to is to send my child abroad. You know why? Because he felt the child is going to abroad, the child is not going to church anymore, the child does not pray again. If they say anything about church, the child does not want to hear. So for him, it's a big regret. And it's a big regret for him in the sense that this same child, when the child was at home, it was always force, force, force. You must pray, you must close your eyes, you must read your Bible, you must follow me. They didn't make the child feel, they didn't help the child love God, or they didn't help the child know God for himself. Instead, it was more of force, 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 force. And now the child is an adult. They can't control him. He's not under him anymore. He's not under them anymore. He's a man of his own. And what's happening is leading to regrets. The only regret I have in life is sending my son abroad. As if the child was in Nigeria, or yeah, if the child was still in Nigeria, definitely, obviously, it's not going to be under you, isn't it? It will still be under him. Like remember we said the three phases of life. He will be by himself. He's already an adult, so there was still nothing he's going to do. So abroad or no abroad, for me, it didn't make any difference, So that is it. That is what a healthy relationship. It will help you, it won't lead to, if you have a healthy relationship with your child. Remember we talked about communication, the importance of communicating with your child. It won't lead to force because you communicate with your child. You let your child know the why they are doing it and why it's important and how to do it, and then you'll be patient with your child. You'll be patient because intentional parenting, learning all of these things, like we said, it takes time. It's not something you're teaching your child a skill, or you want your child to learn something. No, no, no. You want your child to get it. It takes time. So healthy relationship, healthy relationship. Without, you can't parent your child without having a healthy relationship. That is the truth. Because of the nature of my job, I hear a lot of things. I hear a lot of things. But then when you look at all of these things, it boils down on relationship, relationship with your child. We cannot overemphasize the importance of having a healthy relationship with your child. Also, let's see um poor communication later in life. If your child learns early that they can't talk to you, they can't talk to you. They may stop trying altogether. As teens or as adults, they may hide important parts of their lives or cut off completely. I've seen so many adults, so many adults, cut off from their parents. They'll tell you they don't want to have anything to do with their parents. I was speaking to a parent the other day. He said he can't, like, he hardly pick up his phone to call his mom. He hardly pick up his phone. This is age mom, he calls because okay, how are you? Like, because is a command. He feels he's prepared to do it, but it's not as if there's relationship. It's not as if he look forward to it, or it's not as if when they talk, they are just, oh, how are you? Okay, okay, send, or you need money, or that kind of relationship. Yeah, that is it. When ideally, that is not what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to look forward to calling your parents, and your parents are supposed to look forward to calling you. So that is what building a healthy relationship will do. So in conclusion, building a healthy relationship with your child, it isn't one one time. Like, it's not something you just do today or this minute and that's it. No, it is what we do consistently, repeatedly, every day, every now, gradually on what we do on daily basis. What we do daily, it is daily it requires daily commitment that is deeply rooted in love, in trust, and intentional connection. Intentional connection. We've explored what it means to have a healthy relationship. We've also looked at why it is important. We talked about how. We talked about the dangers and the belief, the should I say wrong belief that parents have when it comes to building a relationship, and so many things. Now we also okay. Now the thing is, your relationship with your child is the foundation for their emotional well-being. The relationship you have with your child, or that you build with your child on daily basis, is going to be the foundation for their emotional well-being. It will be the foundation for their confidence, that your child will have confidence. It will be dependent on your relationship with them, because you are their first mirror. What they see, what you reflect, is what your child is going to see. That is the truth. And it's going to be the foundation of it's going to be it will be the foundation for their future. So, dear parents, I will encourage you and I to start now. In case you don't have relationship with your child, start building it now. And it is in those little things. Like we said, it doesn't require 10 minutes and 1 hour, 10 minutes of your time a day, 5 minutes of your time a day is more than enough for you to intentionally build a healthy relationship with your child. It is not about being perfect, like we said. None of us is perfect. I am not perfect. I'm working towards perfection. So it's about being present. It's about being what again? Being present. It's about being intentional, and being patient. It's about being patient, being present, and being intentional. And when you do this gradually on daily basis, before you know, you're building it just like puzzle. Put everything together, you make a whole. But if you're just, oh, today you do it, today you spend 10 minutes, and then in next 1 week you do nothing, it's not gonna you're not gonna build relationship with your child that way. For you to build a healthy relationship, it's gonna be consistent. You must do it every time. It requires you to be present. You need to be a present parent. You can't be in a relationship with your child when you're not present, or when your child is not seeing you. Like many parents, they're already they are, should I use the word, they are commercializing their parenting. Someone else is playing their role for them as a parent. Someone is doing their role for them. Now, how do you, when you're not present, when you're not always available, how do you expect to build a relationship with your child? How do you build relationship with your child? And then in years to come, you say, oh, my child, thank God I work hard. If not, if I rely on my child, oh, that child, it's because the foundation, remember we said, it's going to be the foundation that will lead to their emotional well-being, their future, whatever they're going to do in future, you know. So you need to build relationship, and you need to start now. So I hope someone have learned something today. If you have learned something and you have gained something, can I see it in the comment section? What is your take home? What is your one moment building healthy relationship with your child? What did you learn today? What does building healthy relationship with your child, what does it mean to you? Building healthy relationship. Is someone still here with me? Building healthy relationship. What does it mean? What does it mean? What did you learn today? What is your take home? What are you taking home today? What are you gonna do differently? What is your one moment? Building healthy relationship. For me, my one moment is building healthy relationship is it is not it does not mean being perfect. It does not mean I'm going to be perfect or I'm perfect. It means that I need to be present. I need to be a present parent. I need to be patient and I need to be intentional. This is my take home. This is my take home. Be present, be patient, and be intentional. I hope you've learned something today. And if you're going to catch a replay, please still drop your comments in the comment section. And thank you so much for joining. Thank you for believing in me. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you. Let's do this again. Next week, I'm not sure it's going to be half term. My children's are going to be on half term, so I'm not sure I'm going to do live. I don't want to be doing live anytime they're on break. So I might not be live on Sunday next week. So it's going to be the upper week. So I will see you all again in 2 weeks' time. Okay. Stay strong, stay well, and stay safe. And remember, building healthy relationship does not require you to be perfect. Instead, it requires you to be present. It requires you to be present and it requires you to be intentional because it is in the little things you do on daily basis that will form the healthy relationship your children you're going to have with your child later on in life, in the future. We talked about the 3 phases of life, and we said that the last phase where your child is going to be like the last phase, and we said your child is going to be dependent on themselves, and then they'll still be the one looking after you. And what you do with them in the first phase, when you are the one in charge, decision making and everything, whatever you did, that will be dependent on what will reflect in the last phases where they will be in charge of themselves and in charge of your own life. And if you don't have a healthy relationship, trust me, at this last stage, for many parents, it's not always very funny. It is not always very funny. And I know that we don't want to get to that phase. We don't want to get to that phase because at that phase of our time, it might not be money. It might not be money. You might not need your children's money because you have your own money. But at that phase, at that stage where your children are in charge of you, when you can't do anything for yourself. All you need is care, is love, is attention. Is your child to call you and say, "Mommy, how are you? Daddy, how are you? I love you. How you doing? Have you eaten today?" That's all you need, and that will be all that will matter to you. Looking forward to their phone call, looking forward to them going to their house, running around with your grandchildren, playing around, climbing you and all of those things, taking you to your hospital appointments, looking after you, caring for you, making sure, oh, mommy, you've not eaten today. You've not had breakfast. Oh, I thought I had sorry, you've not had lunch. Oh, I thought have eaten already. Oh, mommy, that was breakfast. You need lunch now. Oh, mommy, this shirt you're putting on, it doesn't go with your slippers. Can we change it? That will be all you might need at that point. It might not be money. So if you don't have a healthy relationship, I'm sorry, that face it might not be funny. So I'll encourage as I'm encouraging you, I'm encouraging myself. So for us, let's together build healthy relationship with our children. And like we said, it does not require 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes daily. It will go a long way. So thank you all again for joining me. I have honestly enjoyed this live session. I really enjoyed it. So thank you all and see you 2 weeks time. Bye bye.